crispy. Hi, I'm Rhoda from Made In, and here's what you need to know to get crispy skinned salmon every time. First thing you're gonna do is pat your fish dry. I have a really nice fillet of salmon here. It has been scaled by my fishmonger, and I'm just making sure the surface is very dry. You don't want something wet to go into a hot pan, then it'll steam instead of sear. And I'm just gonna let this sit out for about 15 minutes to temper, because you don't want something super ice cold to go into a hot pan. That can bring down the surface temperature of the pan and kind of kill that sear you're trying to get right at the start. Now that my fish is tempering, it's time to choose the right pan. This Made In CeramiClad pan is my go-to pan for cooking fish because it has a chemical-free non-stick coating, so I never have to worry about fish releasing. Plus it has a 5-ply stainless clad base, which means it's gonna have great heat conductivity and it's gonna give me a really nice sear on my skin. Plus for me, this pan is so easy to clean. I hate doing dishes, so any residue will just slide right off and it makes it really fast to clean up. Once you've chosen your pan, you need to think about your temperature control. So our plan here is to preheat this pan at medium, add the fish, and then we're gonna drop the temperature down to medium-low. With CeramiClad, we recommend you preheat it with something in it, like water or butter or oil. You don't have to put this in order to get the fish to release, but it will help you gauge the temperature of the pan, and also it's gonna help you crisp up the skin. Medium heat is really the max heat for CeramiClad. It really likes to be in the medium-low to medium range, and that's just gonna help protect the longevity of your coating over time. When the oil starts to shimmer a little bit but not smoke, then I know the pan is ready. And I can tell my pan is hot, so we're ready to cook. I'm gonna season my salmon really quickly with salt right before putting it in the pan. That way the salt won't start to draw moisture out of the skin. The most important step, start it skin side down. You wanna press for about 30 seconds. You wanna make sure every square inch of that skin is touching your pan, and that's gonna prevent the skin from curling up, and it's gonna give you a nice kiss of heat right away. Then you're gonna drop your heat down to medium-low. And now the key step is don't touch it. Let your salmon cook. You're going to cook it 90% of the way with the skin side down. The higher heat at the beginning gave the skin a nice jump start to getting crispy, but now we're cooking it low and slow, which is really a great way to cook salmon because that keeps the flesh really tender and you can prevent some of that albumin from coming out, which is that kind of gross white stuff. It just looks better on the plate without that. How do you know when it's done? What I can look for is for the color to change on the side of the salmon. So it's gonna go from that beautiful orangey, salmony color and get more opaque and lighter as it comes up. Once it gets about halfway, then I'll know the salmon's almost done. You can gauge the temperature by just watching the fish, but if you wanna check it another way, you can use a cake tester and insert it into the flesh for about 10 seconds, then touch it to a sensitive body part, or you can use a digital thermometer, and you're looking for about 120 for medium rare for salmon. Okay, so we're ready. I'm going to remove it from the heat and flip it. We're only flipping the salmon once. And I'm just gonna let it cook for 30 to 60 seconds on this side. We're just barely cooking it, just so the underside is not raw. We did a really nice job on the skin. It's looking really crispy, and we have a nice gradient of color on the side of the salmon. I'm gonna call this done. And now it's ready to go either on a plate or onto a tray. This is some crispy salmon, y'all. It has a really crispy skin on top. We've got a nice gradient of color on the sides, cooked perfectly, medium rare, just like I like it. I can tell it's gonna be nice and tender on the inside with a super crispy exterior. How did we get here? We patted our skin dry. We chose the right pan. We controlled our temperature. We started skin side down and pressed it into the pan, and then we didn't touch it. We let it do its thing. And now we have something beautiful as a result. And remember, you wanna serve this skin side up. You wanna show off your work. This method will really work on any skin on fish fillet. You just might have to adjust the cook time a little bit. Please let me know in the comments. Did you try it? Did it work for you? Did it not work for you? Send me your questions. I'd love to hear from you. I'm Rhoda from Made In, and I'll see you next time.